method D for working Bavarian Twisted Stitches without a cable needle. The fourth of several options in the cast-on article from the winter issue. I'm going to do left travels first. I call this method also the K2 tog method because the movements are similar for some of, like for the right travel. But here we're doing a left traveling stitch. Take your needle to the back and come into the second stitch first and then the first stitch as if you were going to do some kind of a decrease. Slip them off the left needle and then keeping your needle in the same position, slip them back on the tip one first and then that one. So we've reordered them and we didn't have to drop any of the stitches. Purl, knit through the back. Left travel. Here we do it again. For a left travel, you come around through the back. Get both stitches on the left, from the left needle onto the right needle. Slip them off the left needle, keeping them tip to tip, pointing the same direction. Put that stitch on, and then this one. Since it's a traveling stitch, it's a purl and then a knit. If it were a cross, they'd both be knit stitches, but you do the same way of reordering them. I'll show you once more for a left travel. Come through the back, through both stitches. There we go. Off the left needle, and then right back onto the left needle in the other order. And then work them. Can get a little tight, purl, knit through the back. Oops, that was one stitch off there. Anyway, make it. Let me show you now a right travel. Okay. Method D, the fourth method for not using a cable needle to do Bavarian Twisted Stitches. Here's the purl and the knit that are involved in the travel. The knit's going to go over the purl. This movement is very much like a knit two together. Bring the needle to the front and through both stitches, but don't knit them. Slip them off the left needle and then put them back, tip first, and then the other one. So now they're in the right order. Knit through the back to twist it, and purl. So that has traveled to the right. Again, stop before the purl stitch, come around to the front, put the right needle, so both needle tips are through the stitches at the moment. Off of the left needle, keep the needles in the same orientation, don't straighten them out, and slip them back in this new order. Knit through the back and purl. Once more. Through both stitches off the left, back on to the left needle, and then work them. If it were a cross, they would both be knit through the backs. But if it's a traveling stitch, then it's a knit through the back and then a purl. There you go. That's method D. As an appendix, let me show you another method that I hadn't seen done before, but I read it in Meg Swanson's article about twisted stitch knitting. This is from Interweave Knits Fall 2010. And then I also have seen Interweave's Knitting Daily television program. Uni Jang does something like this. So let me see if I can show that to you as well. You're just going to work them out of order without taking them off the needle. Go between the two stitches and knit into the back of the second stitch. These are a bit tricky. Bring the working yarn around under the left needle tip. If you need to knit it, knit it. If you need to purl it, purl it. So say this were a knit stitch and we were doing a right cross. Go between them, just work the second one first. And you would knit that one instead of purling it. So then you slip both stitches off the needle. That's one way of doing this. Let me work around and rejoin you at the other side to show you the left travel. So now I'll show you the left traveling done by working the stitches out of order without taking them off the needle. And I've seen Uni do it on TV, and I've read Meg's description, and it is a tricky one. So, get the working yarn out of the way to the front, because the purl is going to be what we do first. From the back, come between the two stitches, and then into the purl stitch like you were going to purl it, but don't purl it now, you'll get all tangled up. Pull it around back to the back of the fabric. Now, purl it like that. Okay, now take the yarn to the back to do the knit and pull both of them off. It kind of stretches them out, but it's doable. Okay, bring the working yarn to the front, grab the purl stitch from the back between the stitches, take that leg back back here. You can use the left tip to help you perhaps, but you want to purl it there. And then knit the first stitch. Pull them both off. It is one way of doing it. Thank you for watching.